Happy Thursday. Happy Thirsty Thursday. We are going to do a couple things today. I was going to do more prep for the weekend for Memorial Day. I don't think too many people are having parties, maybe down south. I know I'd like to have a couple people over, keep it under 10. Possibly have a porch party. So I have something cooking in the oven. That's why I had to go on at 7 and not 6. It took an hour. It's messy. It's time consuming. And I've never made it before. Hi, Robin. But I keep seeing recipes for them. And we were actually going to get takeout, but it's just Tom and I tonight. And hi, Heather. Hi, Doreen. So I wanted to go to Woody's up the road in Seabright and get an Orange Crush, because now our governor said you can get to-go things. And even though I'm kind of like, I don't understand why people get to-go if you're going home, but I guess if you don't have all of your ingredients, it's much cheaper to buy a $10 drink than it is to go to the store and buy fresh oranges, a bottle of Sprite, bottle of triple sec, bottle of this, bottle of that, bottle of that. So I have everything. And then I decided, because I also have the ingredients to one of the appetizers Tom was going to order, which was Reuben balls, which are basically like Reuben lollipops. And I thought, oh God, I love rice balls. I feel like a rancio. I don't know how you say it. But I have all this cauliflower rice. So let me get started with that. So I made cauliflower rice balls. I'm not Italian, I'm not a cook, I don't claim to be. So if it doesn't come out right, I will tell you and you don't have to eat it or make it. But if it comes out great and it's easy and it's tasty, you know you can make it, because if I made it, anyone can. Okay, so let's get started. I buy my cauliflower rice already riced. I've done it from a head of cauliflower. By the time you shred it, and cauliflower sometimes could be $3, $4 anyway. So what is this, a bag of, I don't know. There's 5 bags of these in here. So basically you're getting, oh my God, 5 pounds of cauliflower. So buy the frozen, separate it if you can't fit a huge gigantic bag. And for tonight's recipe, I used 1 entire bag. Now you can either nuke it as the recipe says, but because I wanted to make sure there was no water in it, I took a frying pan, I put like a tablespoon of olive oil, and I took some chopped garlic, and I cooked it under 10 minutes. I don't want it to brown whatsoever. Whoops. I don't want it to brown whatsoever. That was the phone charger. I didn't want it to cook. I just wanted it to warm up. Not so much that I couldn't work with it, but just to make sure the cauliflower was cooked through. Hi, Karen Shepard. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Lori, all the way from California. I don't know, did your daughter move to New York yet, Lori, or is she out there with you still? Okay, so they're in the oven. They're ready in 5 minutes. Took an hour, start to finish. All right, they're done. I was hoping to time it right. Now, they might be a little bit overdone. However, I would rather them be overdone and crunchy than underdone and soggy, because a soggy ball would be like a sweaty ball and it would be no good. So what I did is I took the 4 cups, which was in the bag. I dumped it in the tablespoon of olive oil, and of course I had to make this ahead of time. It wouldn't have worked out if I didn't. Cooked it up for less than 10 minutes, just didn't let it brown. Then I put it all in a bowl, okay? A bigger bowl than this when it started. Then I added 1 egg and about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan. I just don't have a lot of Parmesan because I wanted to sprinkle on the top, so I was conservative. But in the recipe that I will put online, you could add more. All right, so what I did is then I took the cauliflower that was cooked, of course it cooled down, and then I mixed it up and I added the Parmesan. Now from there, I separated it into 2 bowls because I wanted to do 2 recipes. The first recipe I did, which is that one, is with half of the bag, which would be about 2 cups of rice, half a cup of cheddar jack, and again you could add more cheese if you like. When it comes out, when it's hot, that's when you want to add the cheese, so it'll melt. See all the cheese melted in there. All right, so I added the half a cup of cheddar jack, And then I cooked chorizo. So for my recipe, which was only those 4, as you could see, they're bigger. I wanted to serve them as mouth-sized pieces, but I listened to the recipe and used a ice cream scoop to pop it out. They were too big. Unless, like, it's just us tonight, so of course we can just sit down and have that as sort of a side dish or just a happy hour dish. So I took 1 link from a chorizo, so this is an 11-ounce bag, so it was about 2.5 ounces of chorizo. Literally, while the cauliflower was sauteing, I just cooked the chorizo, then I cut it for 3 minutes, browned it on all its sides, cut it in half, cut in half, cut in half, came out with 8-inch strips, and then chopped it, because you definitely want little, because you're gonna stuff the rice balls. All right, so 4 of those rice balls took only a half a link. And then I took a can of pineapple that I already had crushed pineapple in the fridge. Again, I like to see what I have. I gutted my entire fridge, cleaned every single shelf and drawer so I can get ready for the holiday of Memorial Day and the kids coming home and my son's birthday. Now I know what food I have. I thought I had mozzarella, it was bad, so I threw it out. I sauteed some pineapple. All right, so basically they say to caramelize it because the sugar from the pineapple juice will, you know, cook it down and caramelize it. So that's about 8 minutes. Again, you don't, hi Amy, hi Suzanne. You don't want to overcook it. You just want to break it down. All right, so those are going to be the fillings. So the cheese you're going to add right away. And you're gonna mix it up so that the cheese melts. Again, I did 2 tablespoons for 2 cups of cauliflower, half a bag. I did 2 tablespoons of Parmesan. Then I added a half a cup of cheddar jack. Once that was done, I added the egg, because you wanna add the egg once it's cooler, or else you want the cheese to melt while the cauliflower is warm, but you don't want the egg to cook. So I added the egg and I whipped that up first, put 1 in there, put 1 in another bowl. Okay, and then here comes the tricky, messy part. Bear with me. Then, to form them, you're gonna take like a square of plastic wrap, and got my little handy dandy scissors. I cut that in half because you're gonna use it to twist it. All right, now before you get ready, put your parchment sheet or parchment paper down. The other thing people have is parchment cupcakes. You can totally make one in a parchment cupcake liner. Alrighty, so you're gonna take your scoop, but again, and then it releases. All right, now I would rather have these small balls instead of large balls. Nobody wants big balls in their mouth. You're at happy hour and you're trying to talk to people and you're trying to enjoy your drink. Nothing ruins it more than a big ball in your mouth. So, you know what? Let's do it the way I want to do it. I want to take half that much. All right, now I'm gonna, just to get it a little bit tighter, I'm gonna squeeze the little square, and you see that juice came out? All right, now I'm gonna flatten it out like that. Because I already did the chorizo and pineapple and cheddar jack, I thought, oh God, I love roast beef and provolone. I love corned beef and sauerkraut, and I would add a little Russian dressing, but I didn't have that, but I did cook a whole entire brisket for Matthew for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday's his birthday, but he'll be home tomorrow. So I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna take this beautiful brisket that I have, and I'm going to put it in the middle of the bowl. And then I shredded a half a cup of Jarlsberg. If you had Swiss, that would work. You know, the chunk from ShopRite. I did a half a cup of Jarlsberg. And I'm gonna flatten that out. I'm gonna take some Jarlsberg, and then we're gonna make a ball. Now, the other ones I did were a tiny bit easier because, again, I did them bigger. So now I'm just gonna do it and twist it. And again, it's messy. The cauliflower rice will fall out, but you can see you get a nice little ball. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I have my 1 whipped egg, and I added about a tablespoon or 2 of water, just because it really doesn't need to be an egg wash. You just need something for the breadcrumbs to adhere to. And I used panko because I thought, since I'm not frying, I want even more of a crunch, so why not use panko? So let's put them in the egg wash, and this is where it gets messy. You just twist it around. All right, and you pray that it stays together while your egg is dripping off. And then you got them in the panko. And it's just you, just squish them. Again, this is not something I would make for a huge crowd, but if you've got less than 10 people and you want a really cute hors d'oeuvre, so cute. Okay, so I'm just gonna wash my hands quick because I hate egg wash on them. One of the things you need to know about the rice balls, using the cauliflower rice and not frying. So it's healthy, healthy, healthy. Not that we care about healthy, but everybody doesn't, you don't want to gain that 15 quarantine. So after you dip them in the egg wash, you'll dip them in the breadcrumbs, panko, and then to get that crust, preferably you want to use avocado oil spray or olive oil spray. I'm out of it right now. It's on my list to do, so I'm going to just take this Crisco and I'm just going to lightly spray the sides and the top, and that will get it that fried look. And then I'm going to take a little bit of extra breadcrumbs right on top, and then I'm going to add a little bit more of the shredded Parmesan on top. All right, just to top it off. All right, and that's as simple as it is. Put it in a 400-degree oven. I did mine for 1 hour. 1 hour. Again, you could have taken them out earlier. You see mine burnt a little bit. Mine burnt a little bit on the bottom, but that's okay. All right, now let's talk about serving. So, if you were doing a graduation party for like Clemson, Syracuse, Auburn, you could use Totally Cute. Because I think what's gonna happen, even in summer or May, whenever, August, I think people are still gonna be cautious when they're at your house. You don't want everyone picking off the same platter. So find your cute little trays and find cute little ways of serving. So these are the hard cups, great for nuts, M&Ms. These are leftover from winter, but if it's just your family and it's Memorial Day, you could put this on a blue plastic plate and it would be cute because they'd only look at that. And you put that in. Now, I don't know if this would work. Oh yes, it does. Look at that. Okay, so again, you would want these smaller because this is adorable, but you don't want people double dipping. Let me move that. So, I have, again, this cilantro cream sauce crema is coming in extremely handy. I'm scared to taste it. I don't know what it's gonna taste like. Can you hear that crunch? Okay. It's literally as crunchy as if you fried it. Let's see if you can see the pineapple, cheese, and chorizo inside. I love the combination of pineapple and chorizo and cheese. It's great, but like I said, if you want to go Italian, chop up some sun-dried tomatoes and get the mozzarella balls. I would just get the smaller mozzarella balls and quarter them and add one with some sun-dried tomatoes and then sprinkle basil, chopped basil on them. Serve that with marinara. I'm serving my chorizo with my cilantro and my brisket, which I know too many people won't have brisket, but you have to think out of the box. If you've got some roast beef, you put roast beef in. All right, Jarlsberg brisket that's been cooked with a lot of onions and a lot of good stuff. And with that, I would serve it with, I just happen to have horseradish sauce. So I will do brisket in the horseradish sauce, or roast beef and provolone with the horseradish sauce. If you don't have horseradish sauce and you have fresh horseradish, like the bottle of Gold, you just mix it up. I just put it in a bowl. I put a little bit of mayo, a little bit of sour cream, a little bit of salt and pepper. Boom, there's your horseradish sauce. So that would work excellent with that. And of course, any other thing you could think of. There's so many possibilities. I will put these 3 ideas on the file, and you know, let's be honest. You could do it with anything. You could do it with chopped meat, and you could do it with salsa. You could do it Mexican. You could do it Chinese by doing a little meat with soy sauce. And there you go. I don't have to give you any more ideas. I gave you enough. Take it or leave it. Hi, Kathy. Noah. Hi, Sheila. Now, Sheila's the reason I thought of these orange crushes because she wanted to go for one the other day. And I said, oh my God, I love an orange crush. Orange crushes, let's see, I had to write this down. To me, it sounds a little bit like a margarita until you get to the Sprite, but it's 1.5 ounces of orange vodka, 1.5 ounces of triple sec, 1 whole fresh orange juice, you know, orange that you squeeze into juice. And then after you put it in a shaker, shake it up, and then top it off with Sprite and garnish with an orange. That is what I'm gonna be making, but before we get to that, because I had fresh pineapple, I thought, oh my goodness, I don't have Sprite, and what else is sweet but pineapple? So I did a pineapple crush, even though I don't think there's any pineapple soda like Pineapple Crush, but what I did is, for the pineapple, I did 1 tablespoon of crushed pineapple. I did 1 tablespoon of just the juice, and about 1/3 of a kiwi. I just happen to have kiwi. And I peeled it, sliced it, and chopped it up. And then I put the pineapple and the kiwi and the juice in here, muddled it with my muddler. Then I added the ice. Then I added the 1.5 ounces of, actually I put 2 ounces of vodka, 1.5 of the triple sec, and I shook it up, and then I added seltzer, and I have a pineapple kiwi. Now, is it good? It's okay if you like pineapple. I'm not a pineapple lover. Oh, I also added simple syrup. I'll get to that in the next drink. I don't love pineapple in my drink. To me, it's very summery, and we're not there yet. Just a little bit more. So for you, I'm gonna stick to the plan, Stan, and I'm going to make an orange crush, my version. All right, so took an orange, washed it, and mine is actually a blood orange because that's what I had. So I'm going to first cut my orange in half, and I'm hoping, oh, look at that. I'm hoping I can just use half of it. Actually, I'm so stingy when it comes to my fruits, my last blood orange. I'm going to use 1/4 of a blood orange, put it in a squeezer, and we're gonna squeeze it down. Okay, I'm grateful it didn't squeeze onto my new tiny tank top, but you could see really juicy. All right, so I'm gonna aim that away. All right, so don't get rid of the pulp. The pulp came off, so you're gonna take that pulp and you're gonna add it right into your mixer, your cocktail shaker, because you want every bit of that orange. All right, same thing. If you have a regular orange, do it with a regular orange. Now I'm gonna see when I make it if it's enough of an orange flavor for you guys. I'm going to take my 1/4 of an orange squeezed, and then I'm going to take a tiny bit of simple syrup, just a little bit longer than a dash, because I think the whole reason people drink orange crushes is because they're refreshing. You serve them in a nice big pint glass, filled with ice. All right, so I'm gonna take 1 ounce of triple sec, just because I don't think it should be equal to the vodka. And I'm gonna take 2 ounces of the vodka. Well, this is about 1.5. All right, so 1.5 vodka, 1 triple sec, 1/4 of orange, and a splash of sweet and sour. Now, you're gonna take your ice, fill your cocktail shaker halfway. All right. See who else joined us. Hello, Denise. Almost summer, Denise. All right. Now you're gonna take another cup of ice. Ooh. Pour that all in. And I don't put I know some people put the seltzer right in, or the Sprite right into the cocktail shaker. I think it makes a mess. So I'm topping it off. And then I'm gonna take my beautiful orange. And I'm gonna say cheers. Okay, it's perfect. If you have a lot of oranges to spare, I think using a half an orange would be perfection. Mine is just lighter than that, so it's not a heavy orange flavor, but that's okay. And guess what's okay? If you don't have fresh oranges to make fresh orange juice, just use your orange juice in your fridge. It's perfectly okay, but then you need to really cut it. I would literally use probably 2, 3, 4 ounces. Start off with that and see how you like it. All right, so we have our rice balls, cauliflower rice balls, and they are crunchy. Let me tell you, if you got that and it was, if I just took the time and made it a little slower, you would think you were at a restaurant getting a cool appy at a bar, but you're not, you're home. So make yourself an orange crush or a pineapple crush and make yourself some rice balls this weekend and have a blast. Maybe we'll see each other this weekend. I'm not sure. It's my son's birthday Saturday. It's Memorial Day. We don't have any plans, but you never know. So, okay, cheers.